Was a rich lady just because the scheming nanny wants to be on top, ruthlessly pushed him into the sea. Fortunately, he was saved by the fisherman. However, the wife who was rescued completely lost her memory. The fisherman tricked me into being a wife for 20 years. That day in her mind, suddenly a clip from 20 years ago appeared. Then he fell to the ground with a splitting headache. The daughter who came home immediately took him to the hospital. The fisherman's husband who arrived at the news was concerned. Are you okay?
我梦到自己掉进了水里，眼前一片漆黑。 我沉进水里没办法呼吸。
The guilty husband was terrified when he heard this. She was afraid of her wife's memory. Know what you've done. The poor woman doesn't know the man in front of her. Just used her memory loss to occupy the hypocrite for 20 years. And her real husband thinks his wife fell into the sea and died. Seeing things and thinking of people where his wife died. Sudden onset of old illness due to excessive sadness. Almost fell off the boat. Fortunately, he was held by the crew in time and rushed to the hospital. And then the nanny and the rich man's sister had an argument. They want to stay and watch the rich. The rich understand their minds. They just want their own property. They turned them down coldly and asked Lisa to take care of herself. Nanny doesn't know a little girl. What means do you use to get rid of the rich? He thought Lisa was just like him for property. Lisa explained, if the lady thinks she's for property, if you don't go, you will. Then the rich man's sister came. Call on Lisa to be the private nurse of the rich. Lisa asked the rich man curiously when she took care of him, why do you have to look after yourself? Regal said, I felt an unspeakable intimacy when I saw Lisa. Maybe it's the kind of feeling that exists between blood ties. Meanwhile, the fisherman learned from his son. Lisa went to be a private nurse for her boss and made the landlady unhappy. But the boss liked her. Thought the boss was going to do something disgraceful to Lisa. Those who are angry will find the rich theory. Pearl was afraid that he could not control himself and hurried to follow him. The rich man was asleep when they came to the ward. Lisa's mother went to the hospital bed. There is a sense of deja vu in the face of the rich.
我觉得这个人好面熟啊。